Hi, welcome. The wheel of the year has turned again, and it's time for another seasonal shawl in the Knitted Wheel of the Year series. And this one is called Beltane. Let me just pull it up properly. So, how do you like it? Let's talk about that. But first, if you're new here, I'm Lina, or also known as Lina, and I'm a knitwear designer based in Helsinki, Finland. I design knitting patterns for your soul, patterns that are engaging and meditative to knit. Here in my channel, I share my knitting designs and the process behind them, my knitting tips that I've picked up along the way over the decades that I've been knitting, and have cozy chats about knitting in general. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, welcome. Hit the subscribe button so you know when I upload new videos, and do give it a thumbs up if you enjoy my content. That lets me know that you enjoy it and helps other knitters find this channel as well. Alright, but on to Beltane, the topic of the day. So as you can see, this is a triangular shawl, quite sizable. The triangle shape is a rather dynamic shape, I would say, but I've sort of, for spring, I wanted to tone it down and bring some lightness into it. So I've added a lot of lace. And despite the different lace patterns, it is easy to knit. There are charts for the lace, but it's quite intuitive and just very simple stitches. So the lace motifs, this and this one, the smaller and larger ones, are charted, and then for the mesh lace there's just written instructions, as it's quite short and simple and easy to get the hang of it. Everything contains just very basic stitches, so should be easy. Even if you're new to lace knitting, this is something you should be able to do. Beltane is one of the fire festivals in the Wheel of the Year, one of the 4, and the fire festivals are in between the solstices. We've just had the spring equinox and we're coming to summer solstice, and Beltane as the fire festival sits in between those two. It is traditionally celebrated on May 1st. So it marks the peak of spring or mid-spring, when nature is in the middle of its growth spurt. Here in Finland, every day the landscape seems to change just a bit, sometimes quite dramatically. New plants pop up, flowers start to bloom, the leaves on trees and bushes get bigger, and there's so much bird song in the air. It feels like the whole world is truly fully alive at this time of the year. Beltane as a festival and as a season is associated with love, passion and fertility. And love is something that can be seen as quite sort of delicate or dainty when it's represented in art form. But I wanted to focus on the strength of love and sort of the power and passion as well. And I think with the lace patterns we achieve the delicate lightness, and the tassels that I've attached to the 3 corners of this triangle adds a touch of playfulness as well. But then the color and the dynamic shape and sort of this clear central spine speak of the strength and power. So this design, I find, sort of combines the two elements and two sides of love and passion and spring into a coherent whole. The tassels, these are of course completely optional, so you attach them after you've done everything else to the shawl, after it's blocked and ends up woven in. So if you don't want them, or if you prefer the shawl without them, you can just leave them out. But I thought, I haven't attached tassels to shawls in a while, and this one was just, I think, they were a really nice addition to this one. So for this one, I used Pastoretta by Xola, and I did receive this yarn for the sample from the company. But this is 100% wool fingering weight yarn. So any fingering weight yarn that you have is okay. I used a little over 3 skeins. So if you're purchasing this one, get 4 skein. This one comes in 50-gram skeins or balls, sorry. So I used about 160 grams of this wool. So if you've got 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, or then if you've got 2 skeins of 100-gram skeins, let's try that again. If you've got 200-gram skeins of fingering weight yarn, that should be enough for the shawl, including the tassels. And if you're using 50-gram skeins or balls, then you should be okay with 4. This is a really lightweight. This yarn has been spun with lots of air in it, so it's very lightweight, and I felt like the yardage went further than maybe usual. Since I only used 160 grams, if you've got 200 grams of any fingering weight yarn, that should be enough. And of course, you can always do the tassels in separate colors or separate yarns. This shawl also, sorry, that's the wrong side. This shawl also has some points where you can change yarns. For example, after the textured stripes that are in here, those could be good markers for changing colors. If you want to color block the shawl, use leftover skeins, use stash yarn and not purchase any new yarns. So I have plenty of options, but I did really enjoy working with this yarn. It's a new to me yarn, and I believe they haven't been around that long either, but really like this one. So yes, if you are ready to cast on your Beltane shawls, the link is down below, and you can also find a playlist with all of the seasonal shawls down there, and of course links to the patterns in my Ravelry store as well. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoy knitting Beltane. Let me know which color you see this in. What color represents Beltane to you? I will see you soon again. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.